class. This is Coach Davidson. You may be wondering why I'm doing this right now. It's because I thought it would work really well when we were doing coding, and you had a kind of a video explanation of what was going on. And so we're going to do that same thing, but we're going to move on from coding. And actually, when I say move on, we're actually going to kind of move back. We're going to go back into some word stuff. We're going to start with real basic again. And we're just going to kind of reteach it because I think we really need to work a lot on some of the basics with Word since that's going to be a program that we use just throughout our whole lives. And so right now what you're looking at is my desktop at home. That is an otter. That's my wife's favorite animal. And so we're going to go into Word. My screen is going to look a little different than yours because I have Windows 10. But you need to click on the Start menu and go and find Word. Once again, it may look a little bit different, but the basic things are the same. You can double click on where it says blank document, and as you can see, we have a blank document right here. So what we're going to be working on today is actually just all the things right here underneath the font area where it says font right here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and open up a file that I made earlier. And you're going to eventually end up making a file that looks a lot like this. So these are some riddles that I made, but we're just going to look at, you can read them if you want to. They're kind of clever, not really. But we're just going to look at how to use the different font functions that you can see right up here. Now this is my first time using this screen capturing technology. That's how I'm making this video, and so if I mess up, just kind of forgive me. So the first thing that we're going to look at is actually right here. This is just your font. You can see mine says, I may mispronounce it, but mine says Calibri. So right now everything that I type is going to be typed into that font right here. It's also going to be typed with the font size of 11. So if I want to change the font of a text, I can do it really a couple of ways. If I want to change it for the text that I've already typed, I can highlight what I want to change, and I can go up and pick a new font type, and it will give me a preview of each as I kind of scroll over it. So we'll just kind of select. We'll just go with Arial Black right now. If I want to type, but I want to show up in a different font, I can go ahead and select it now. And now when I type, it will go ahead and appear in that font. You know, if I wanted to change it back, I could always copy it or select it and then go back to the font that I actually want. And so, I mean, that's really the basic way of changing your font type. You can either just type it out in any font and then copy it and select a new font like this, like we talked about, or you can just go ahead and select one when you first start off and it will go ahead and type it within that font. So I'm going to go ahead and change each of these to a different font type. It's going to kind of choose it randomly. So that first one, like I said, is Arial Black. This one's going to be Bauhaus 93. It's kind of hard to read. And then my last little one here, I'm going to make into, let's make it look fancy. I can't even read what that says. I think it says Black Ladder. So we're going to do that one. Looks all nice and fancy. So as you can see, we have 3 different font types. But right now they're all in the same font size. Your font size is right here. Right now it is set at 11. So the same way that we changed the font type, we can also change the font size. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight and select each of these 3 different riddles and select a different font size. So this first one I'm actually going to make a little bit smaller. I'm going to make it into 9. This second one I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's a little easier to read. I'm actually going to make that into 14. And this last one, once again, because it's so small already because of the font type, I'm going to go ahead and change the font size to something really big. So I'm going to make it like 20. Okay, hopefully that fits on the page. It does. Okay, so that's the basics kind of how to change your font size right here, and your font type. Now within this same little area here, we have a couple of other options that we're going to learn how to use. The first one that we're going to learn how to use is the bold function. I know a lot of you know how to do that. It works, like I said, a lot like the other ways that we would change the font size and font type. So all you need to do is, if you want to make something bold, you need to select it and then click on bold. Okay, this giant B right here, so that means bold. Now, It may look, because of the font I'm on, bold doesn't really change it that much. Okay, but if I were to change the font, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to change this just back into Calibri. Okay, and now if I were to click on the B, you could see it makes it into a bold font. So I can kind of keep clicking, you can kind of see the difference there. If you highlight it and you click the I button, that makes it italic. Italic is when it kind of shifts the letters to the side. I usually use that for quotes or for like book titles and different things like that. So once again, you just need to select what you want, and then you can click on the italicized button to make it italicized or to take away the italicized. And the underline works the same way. You select what you want, and you can click on the underline button to underline it, and you can click it again to take it away. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to make my first poem here, my first riddle here, bold. I'm going to italicize my second one, and I'm going to underline my third one. Alright, and that's really the basics of how to use bold, italicize, and underline. Lastly, what we're going to do is we're just going to look really simply how to change the color of your text. That's the last thing we're going to look at right now. So to change the color of the text, it follows the same pattern we've just been learning. You need to select your text first that you want to change, and then you need to go right here. You can see where this A is with the red color underneath it. And you need to click on the arrow right next to it, this little arrow right here. And you click on that, and that will bring down a menu. From here, you can select any color that you would like. We're going to make this first one into kind of an orange. Okay. Let's make this second one let's make that into a red color. And the last one we're going to make into kind of a green color. All right. Right here. Okay. Now, you're going to have an assignment that you're going to have working on this right after you get done watching this video. It will be online on my webpage. If you have any questions, you can always raise your hand and ask. It will require some creativity though, so hopefully you'll have fun being creative with this. Thank you, and hopefully this didn't go too badly for my first video. Thank you.